X. Today we're bringing you the irreplaceable steel strap sports watch for young people in summer, the Coke Bezel GMT-126712 Dual 17 watch. Just because of the difficulty in making the ceramic bezel, it holds 2 technical patents. Since 2005, this red and blue watch has been widely sought after by many watch enthusiasts, which has kept its price consistently high. In today's review, I hope to help you solve some of your concerns. Before that, let me share some lesser-known information with you. The officially released classic watches, have undergone years of iterative development, and there are some subtle changes in details over different periods. We name these different versions as Mark 1, Mark 2, and so on. For example, if we take the black hammerhead as a case, we can see some slight differences in the fonts between them. So many times there are some slight differences between the original versions, which is normal. Today, we're bringing you 2 Coke bezels. One is the Mark II version, which is the same as the original, and the other is the Mark III, which we've specifically named version C. Let's first share the obvious differences between the Mark II and Mark III. However, these differences should not be used as a standard for judging authenticity. First, let's talk about the color of the outer bezel, whether it's the red part or the blue part. The C version is slightly darker than the Jean version. The C version has a larger window, and the font is noticeably bigger than the original. The magnifying glass also has a slight blue coating. In terms of the overall impression of the dial, there are subtle differences between the two. The original one is a little thicker. What are some normal differences that we allow? Well, those are it. But what about the differences that shouldn't occur between the two? Both watches are made of 904L stainless steel, and there are no differences in size specifications or other data. Their weights are also relatively consistent. There is no difference in overall texture. The point where the two-tone outer bezel is joined is also the technical core of this watch. Upon close observation, the handling of both is indeed identical, which is quite surprising. As for the hands, the hour, minute, and second hands, as well as the hand shafts, show no obvious differences, and there are no common burrs. However, the GMT hand on the C version appears to be a deeper red, not as bright and smooth as the original. In the internal engraving of the watch case, after careful comparison, we notice that the crown on the C version doesn't appear full. The engravings on the watch clasp are also a very important basis for us to distinguish between genuine and fake. But now there is mature knowledge and craftsmanship, whether it is the frosted texture and structure inside the buckle. The overall depth of the engraving and the thickness of the lines make it really difficult to find a clear difference between the two. Although the original crown is badly worn, we can still vaguely feel that the 5 origin points of the C version's logo are slightly larger than the original one. Regarding the movement, we'll provide a common A version to give everyone a richer reference for comparison. The A version uses the Shanghai 3285 at movement, while the C version uses the Dandong 3285 at movement. Both movements can achieve around 70 hours of power reserve, close to the official standard, but there are still noticeable flaws in the overall detail and quality that can be caught. For example, the size of the rotor's axis and the crown logo both differ from the original version. The brushed craftsmanship on the movement deck is also far from the original in terms of its fineness. There are visible differences in the size and polish of the foundation screws, as well as the texture of the ruby and gold inserts. The difference between the C version and the blue hairspring texture of the movement shock absorber and the structure of the card paddles is more obvious. The 4-way weights on the 1-point plate wheel are not available in both versions. As for the luminous effect, we rarely see the difference, which also explains it indirectly. The technical threshold for reproducing the luminous effect is really not high. After watching this video, you might be wondering how much the C version costs. Its price might be enough to impress you, but I still hope that friends who appreciate genuine products keep their eyes open to avoid being deceived. Thank you for following us. If you have more questions, feel free to leave a comment, and we'll provide you with more help and guidance. See you next time.